What's up guys, I'm Random Frank P, back with an episode of Cool Tech Under $50 for June, the series where we show off some of the best tech you can find under that price. And if you see anything you like in today's episode, I'll have it all listed for you in the description down below so you can check it out. But also, shout out to last month's winners. I've been in contact with you so you can claim your tech from last month's episode. If you want to win today, all you gotta do is drop a thumbs up down below, leave a comment on what your favorite item was and why you liked it. Then lastly, make sure you're subscribed to the channel because I'm only gonna pick subscribers. First up today is a must-have gadget for traveling. This is really cool. This is a 65 watt 5-in-1 power adapter from Tessan that has a ton of features packed in. This tiny international travel adapter and charger covers over 220 countries with its universal outlet on the face, letting you charge 5 devices at once. Let's check it out. So on the side are 3 sliders for popping out the universal AC adapter. The top plug is for use in the US, Australia, and Japan. Under that is then for use in the UK. Then the last slider pops out the Type-C port for all the EU, giving you coverage for most of your international travel needs. The bottom side then houses your USB charging ports for keeping your devices juiced up. And the smart charging lets you divvy up those 65 watts based on your needs and how many devices you're charging, with the max output for each port on screen so you can see the breakdown. So not only is that giving you a lot of flexibility with being able to charge 5 devices at once in a small brick, but for devices that can use 65 watts like laptops or tablets, you'll be able to charge them up quicker on the go. I've showed off something like this years ago with less ports that was like twice the size. This is super tiny and lightweight, easily fits anywhere in your luggage or carry-on. It can fit in just about any backpack pocket as well, since it's so compact. Again, I think for the frequent traveler, especially overseas, this gadget is a must-have considering how versatile it is. You can pick it up on Amazon between $35 to $40, comes in black or white colors, there's different models as well, but I can always appreciate a well thought out design product like this. What I mean by that is for the US, Japan, and Australia adapter, the prongs here actually turn inward and outward, so you have the one plug for 3 different countries. And then also for product longevity, if you've got like a power surge and the fuse blows, it comes with a spare swappable fuse already inside. Again, just really well thought out execution from Tessan. Speaking of travel, bear with me on this one. While it's not the techiest of tech, it's made for protecting your tech. And honestly, I'm sure more people than not will find this useful. This is the Evergreen 56, a waterproof dry box that's perfect for your EDC on the go. Whether it's camping, fishing, hiking, anything like that to keep your everyday carry protected. Unlocking it and taking a look inside, it's lined with a thick rubber base to keep your devices padded and help with shock absorption should this take a fall. And inside there's plenty of room for your phone, wallet, pocket knives, hard drive, flash drives, earbuds, a watch, cigar, you name it, it can all fit snug. With the top having this rubber netting for keeping things on top as well. You can really pack a lot of stuff in here with the 8.5 by 4.5 inch internal dimensions. Evergreen makes these in a ton of different colors and sizes, and by the way, the smaller one of these, a lot of people use it as a dedicated case for their IEMs. Just a little tip. So to give you guys a little demo of putting it to use, I picked up the second clear one here so you can see the gadgets inside during these tests. And inside are things I wouldn't want wet, right? A memory card, a watch, money, earbuds, things like that. And with this being waterproof for camping, kayaking, outdoorsy trips in the summer, I wanted to show you guys that not only is this waterproof, but it's built to float with its 3-pound buoyancy rating. So should this fall off the boat or get caught in a torrential downpour on your camping trip, no need to worry because everything inside is gonna stay dry, hence its use as a true dry box. The internal seal here with that locking hatch is no joke. And again, just to show you guys, everything inside stayed dried and protected, really getting the job done. Now this can also handle some serious impact. So if you're hiking and this falls 50 feet down some rocks, it'll be just fine, no issues. So what else can it handle? How about a car? Well, my first attempt to box just bounced off my tire, didn't exactly run it over. But my second, third, and fourth attempt to run it over did work, however, just to see if it can handle the weight and the pressure. And I figured why not run it over again just for a good measure. Now the point of this was to see if it would crack or shatter. And it didn't, despite getting run over 4 times. But also, I had an egg in there the whole time, just to see if there was pressure points or flexing to the case that would sacrifice its build and the items inside, and this thing held up. So a bit of an extreme test to run it over a few times for sure, but I think the point is well proven, and that for $30, besides some scratches on the bottom for some battle scars, this is well worth it to keep your gear protected on the go. Also, like I said, they make these in a bunch of different sizes and different colors to pick from, even ones you can get to customize lettering on it if you want to personalize it a bit. Definitely a great pickup for trips. By the way, this episode is not sponsored by Whatnot, but I wanted to let you guys know I'm still gonna have a stream in June. On June 22nd, that's our next tech live stream, where I'll be giving away a free PS5 as well. So again, stop by there, get some cool tech, and win a free PS5. Link for you guys down below. Next up, something that I had no idea existed, and maybe you didn't either, but this is a wireless aluminum alloy control dial from Razer, giving you audio control, macros, adjusting your mouse DPI, and tons of other functionality on the fly, all with their control pod. This guy gets you 8 functions at an arm's reach to keep on your desktop by turning the dial left and right, obviously. It also actuates in, and there's 4 different functions you can set that top button to, by like double pressing, triple pressing, holding it in, things like that. And there's an additional pairing button on the side that can also be customized to do things like switch your audio source playback between your headset to speakers, enable EQs, as well as the hundreds of other built-in functions that they have already for you to customize. So first, this pairs to your PC or phone over Bluetooth to get this paired wirelessly. Then it's immediately recognized in Synapse and stays connected. Then from there, you have those 8 different functions. Stock, it's set to adjust your volume and to mute, pause, skip tracks, things like that. But when you click on a function to customize it, it brings up a menu, so you can change this to anything you can think of, from launching different software, creating macros, PC shortcuts, even integrations directly with your Razer peripherals, like a way to adjust your mouse DPI with just the dial. Now, if you're asking why this over your typical USB control dial, well, first, this is wireless versus 90% of the other ones on the market that are wired. But second, while people may see Synapse as a con, this not only lets you control your Razer products, but Synapse has tie-ins with tons of other integrations like Alexa, your Philips lights, Govee lights, Asus, MSI, and hundreds of other partners through Chroma Connect that this can now control. And I think one of the reasons why this is kind of being overlooked is because on their listing, it says it's for the Nomo V2 and the Leviathan V2 speakers, which automatically leads people to believe that it's just for that. But as you saw, it's not. You don't even need to own a separate Razer product to use this. So on-the-fly media adjustments are always clutch, especially if you don't have a keyboard with a dial or an amp and DAC already. So the fact that the control knob gives you 8 functions, I think it's pretty cool, and it's right at $50. Definitely one of the more interesting wireless control dials on the market for that price, for sure. Next up's for those who want a new gaming mouse on a budget, but you don't want to sacrifice specs or shape. This is the Darmoshark M3S Mini, a lightweight 55-gram mouse with 2K Hz polling for just $40, which, by the way, looks strikingly similar to the new Razer Viper V3 Pro. This, however, is smaller. So for those who love a smaller mouse and are looking for a mini version of the Viper V3 Pro, this could be a really good option for a fraction of the price. They advertise it at 54 grams, but on my scale, it's right at 55, which is still on par with today's lightweight trends. Anything below 65 grams really should still be light enough for most gamers. To add to the overall experience, inside the box you get a bunch of extras, including a set of grip tape, an extra set of smaller skates you can swap out, and a separate 2K Hz polling receiver. As stock, it comes with a 2.4 GHz dongle. So if you want to go 2K, you now have to use that second receiver. Then underneath the mouse is how you can change your wireless connectivity mode, as it's also Bluetooth enabled, adjust your DPI and then the polling rate on the right side, with the 3395 sensor going up to 26,000 DPI. And honestly, for an out-of-the-box experience, gaming at 800 DPI at 2K Hz, just using those preset options underneath, the M3S Mini feels really nice and natural in the hand. Now, I have been maining the Viper V3 Pro since it released, so it was a super easy adjustment to now just use a smaller version of that pretty much, but I'm really blown away by the quality you're getting for that $40 price. It's always easy to find cheaper alternatives nowadays with how many of these are popping up overseas, but finding quality mice that I would recommend doesn't happen too often. That's why when I saw this exists and the specs seemed too good to be true, I wanted to pick it up and try it for myself, and it's well worth it for that price. It comes in 6 different colors as well to match it to your desk setup theme. There's a Pro 4K model as well if you want the 4K hertz polling. But Darmoshark is doing some really good stuff here with this M3S Mini. Then last but not least is a 7-inch display for your car, giving you an all-in-one wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto dedicated screen to use now for only $50. And while a lot of cars today do have wireless CarPlay, sure, if your car isn't a newer model from like 2020 to now, which is probably a large percentage of people, then you could probably find this useful. To show you the setup, in my wife's car, she doesn't have wireless CarPlay, but does have a super similar entertainment screen already, funny enough. And pairing to the screen is as easy as a one-time connection over Bluetooth to first recognize the device wirelessly to make that CarPlay connection. Then from there you have the full Apple CarPlay or Android Auto experience, depending on your phone of course, giving you directions, Spotify, Apple Music, texts, all the goods, but now instead of using your phone as the hub while driving, that can all be set to the screen wirelessly, especially if your car doesn't even have a screen or CarPlay compatibility at all. Now you can for under $50. From there, you could still pair your audio over Bluetooth to your car's speakers for music, or use the built-in 3.5mm jack to hardwire it. In the CarPlay settings, you can customize the screen and wallpapers, stuff like that. But the device itself also has a separate home screen with settings across the entire device, like brightness and contrast, touch calibrations, even built-in EQ settings for the screen's audio. Now, while the point of this is to use it in the car if you don't have an entertainment system on the go, you can also use this elsewhere. So since it's powered by USB-C, you can use this at home, at the setup, as a dedicated screen for texts, a calendar, or Spotify, a tiny 7-inch display at your desk acting as a secondary hub. And what's cool is, since the device is recognized as a CarPlay connection playing off your phone, you can still pair your phone to speakers at your desk and play music right from there, but still control it from the screen. Again, not its intended use case, but it works and can be a good way to still keep an eye on notifications and use apps if your phone is in your pocket or charging across the room, just giving you guys some extra ideas for other ways to use products outside the box. And guys, that'll wrap it up for this episode of Cool Tech under $50 for June. Hope you all enjoyed. Like I said before, all the tech I showed off today will be listed for you guys in the description down below so you can check it out. If you like this episode, give it a big thumbs up to show your support. Feel free to follow me on all socials at randomfrankp. And last, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. Hope you all enjoyed. Have a good day.